Now, when I left Los Angeles in 2013. Uh, and I left because the DEA raided me and basically took all my money, took all my possessions, and just left me broke. And I struggled for a while, and ultimately, when things get rough, you come home. And I'm the New Jersey weed man, so I came home. I came home to New Jersey, but I didn't plan on being at the bottom forever. I planned on getting back on my feet and getting moving. I did. You know, May of 2015, I reopened the Liberty Bell Temple right here on East State Street, directly across the street from City Hall. And since May, all the way until February, I haven't had any problems. I got a lot of press, a lot of fanfare, television, radio, websites, blogs, all praising me. And then, on the night of February 28th, two people who I consider now agent saboteurs, agent provocateurs, haters, dumbasses, douches, whatever you want to call them, but they showed up here. Two guys, I'll show you the video in a minute. They showed up acting stupid with this jackass sense of humor. Two brothers wanting to fight each other and acting stupid. But either way, they were like rocks on a beach. Rocks and sand. They didn't fit with us. Even when I offered one a bong rip, because I just said, yo, dude, chill out. Take a bong rip. This dumbass responds to me, I don't do weed, I do speed. Which made me go, well, what the hell are you even doing here? And a few minutes later, I kicked them both out. And this was a couple minutes after 12. I was like, dude, y'all gotta go. I kicked them out. Now, I'm not sure how clear you can see this, but these are the two guys back here. This one here and this one over here. And at some point, right about now, and the time is just a couple minutes after 12. But at this point, this is when I said, you two guys gotta go. They hang outside for a few minutes, and then they leave. Now, if you look at these cameras, people in there just having a good time. People are relaxed. You look at this room, people are just having a good time. They're talking, socializing, on the way in the door. There's no problems with us. There's none. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning now. Again, we're not causing any problems. And then here's this guy. They came back. This is the guy. This is the guy, the troublemaker. Like, what? I kicked him out. This is a public street. There's nothing I can do about him. But he doesn't seem to be doing anything now. He's just talking to this guy. This is the buddy who brought him here. But this guy here has issues. And when he leaves here, he goes around the corner and has a fight. Like, he starts a fight, actually. But he had nothing to do with us. The first time I ever saw this dude. And like I said, if you ask me, he was some type of agent provocateur. Here comes his brother. There's his brother, right there. And these are the two. Because I had kicked them out. I told them not to, I think they had came back and wanted to come back in, and we wouldn't let them come back in. So they stood outside for a few minutes. And the next thing you know, 2 hours later, the police show up in force, telling us that there was a fight, and the people came from our place. I was like, what? I didn't know nothing about it at first. And all of a sudden, the police show up. Okay? Now this is at 2:35, but look, it's like 10 police officers. Okay, it's two cars right here, right here. If I show you the other angle of the camera, you'll see more. But they're telling me to make everybody leave, so everyone's piling out. People are peaceful. There's no fights, there's no arguments. But they make everybody leave. They totally intimidate my place. And if I look at the cameras on the inside, We went from everyone in here having a good time to everyone like having to leave because the police officers showed up in force, threatening. I had no idea what they were talking about. Come to find out, those two dumbasses, those two agent provocateurs, went around the corner. I don't know what they were doing, but somehow they got into a fight with some people who videotaped it. And by the way, that videotape is up on Facebook and it's all over. I think it even went to World Star. But, you know, they had nothing to do with us. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Them dumbasses came here. I realized they were dumbasses and I kicked them out. You know? But somehow the police shows up the first time on 20th of February. And like I said, they came in force and telling us to close down. And, you know, when guys with guns come and tell you to do something, you kind of got to do it. So I did. And then initially I was like, okay, this is going to pass. Just leave it alone. You know, don't go filing lawsuits. Don't go raising a bunch of shit. Don't go putting it all over the internet. So I didn't. A couple days later, female sergeant from the Trenton Police Department came, sat down, talked to me, basically. This one, I had gave her my notice that I had given to the police department before. This right here is my warning to the police that I'm going to sue you for this. She's reading it. Makes no difference to her. Again, I know this is an issue for lawyers. And again, they're bringing up these two agent saboteurs. And I told them they had nothing to do with us. You know, they were again telling us that we had to close at 11 because we're a business. And I said, we're not a business, we're a church. And either way, they wanted to dispute that and basically told me to close. And sure enough, on Friday, March the 4th, they showed up. Here's March 4th. Again, they show up in force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One more around the corner. It's 13 right there. I'm standing here. There's me right here, telling them that this is a church, and like, you know, you're violating my rights. Okay, you see another one here. That's 15. There's another one. There's 2 actually over there. So it's 16 officers right there. Now, if I look at the other camera, you can see a couple others. From this view, that's the lieutenant. He's the one causing me the problem. And remember, we aren't doing anything. He says, he lies in a newspaper and says there were shots fired. There were shots around here. We're across the street from City Hall. Maybe a block or 2 away, because we're also like, you know, we're still in the ghetto. City Hall's in the ghetto. But right here on State Street, nothing's going on like that. There's no shootings right here. Maybe 2 blocks away, like I said, on Hanover or something, maybe. You know, if you look, there's 3 other police officers down here. But I counted 21 that night. Remember that when they showed up on March the 4th, they showed up, it was 21 police officers, there was about 8 cars out there. It was a dog, and they acted like if we didn't leave, that they were gonna, you know, really cause a problem. So, you know, in a face-saving move to my own congregation, I basically told them that everyone had to leave, and they did. But what were they gonna do? They had guns. They told me to make everybody leave, so everybody left. But I still took their order to close at 11 as an unconstitutional order, and trust me, I have no obligation to follow an unconstitutional order. So the next day I was still open, and Instead of the next day, instead of them coming again like that with the whole police force and intimidating people, what they did was they sat a couple police cars outside. They towed a couple cars. They gave tickets. They basically intimidated the congregation from coming, since I guess they realized that I wasn't intimidated. Now the next day they show up again, and at first was just one. Right here, shows up, just parks. So anyone coming up the street, who's gonna come to this place if a police car is parked outside? And there was one at the other end of the block. So this is what they decided to do. And they had already, I guess, ran tags or something, and ultimately they actually tow somebody.
Yes, right now, I don't know, they just trying to disturb the business right now. They trying to, deter people from coming to the sanctuary tonight.
Good, brother. You see the opposition?
What's going on? Anything going on tonight?
Oh, yeah. We having our midnight mass service tonight.
Well, you might as well do an on-the-spot interview.
Yeah, I was just talking about how they, yeah.
This is classic intimidation by law enforcement. He's actually just sitting right down the street from my establishment, just sitting there. That would discourage some people from coming in. I don't know. I absolutely think that I should win any injunction attempt that I attempt at federal court next week. This is again, I have a legal business here, and I have a legal church here. You got a videotape it. Why did you phone her phone? Yo, she went to New York. She's not even here. She went to New York. She's not even here. This on a harassment thing. That's what it is, for real. But why are you checking people? So the police they're gonna harass. I guess they ran everybody's tag, and this car right here, Karen, a friend of ours, she left her car here and went to New York tonight, and they're on her car. This is total harassment, if you ask me. I was still open. I was openly disobeying what they said. So, knowing that, I know what they did. They decided to pick on my congregants, the people who come here. And sure enough, then on March 7th, they did it also. They came outside and they bothered people when they were leaving. On March 8th, again, it was about 11:30 they showed up, and this young man who comes here all the time, he just basically was stopping in for a quick minute this time, and he actually wanted a blunt wrap, because we sell blunt wraps here. So he came to get a blunt wrap and to talk for a minute, and then he went to leave, and the police accosted him outside, which I videotaped that too. Now this guy, he just came over here, he stopped and got a blunt, and police car pulls up and is fucking with him. I don't know why, but he's allowed to. this to me is just harassment. It's March the 9th. I plan on filing a lawsuit tomorrow anyway. Actually, it's March 8th. I plan on filing my lawsuit tomorrow, March 9th, about police harassment. They're like intimidating. Look, a police car sits right there, right around the corner from me, just to mess with my people. Technically, I guess he is parked in a no parking zone. I guess that's what they're getting him for. But he came and got a blunt. In fact, we were actually closed. He's a regular. He stopped, grabbed the blunt. So I picked up the camera, took pictures. So I got videotape of all these things, but today, March 9th, I feel like I was forced to do it because I didn't come to Trenton to end up in a battle with the city. I thought this was a prime location across the street from City Hall. I knew it would make news. That was across the street from City Hall, but I wasn't trying to battle the city. I did go over there a couple months ago and had a little confrontation with City Hall, called their city council cowards. But other than that, I haven't tried to cause any problems here. I've been remaining pretty low, doing my thing. I write my column, and I've been trying to build my congregation and trying to get people to come into my restaurant. That's about it. You know, no trouble. You know, no confrontations with people. A few things that happen, I just let pass because I'm not trying to have issues. I'm just trying to do us. That's all I'm trying to do. Just do us. Well, anyway, today I was forced to do it. I was forced to file a lawsuit. And in the lawsuit, the only thing I'm asking the judge to do is, one, to define us. Even though normally I wouldn't want a judge to define anything about me, but I want the judge to tell the police department that, yes, this is a religious organization, and he's not a business, and he does not have to follow the business rules. Excuse me, and I got a cold. And I also wanted them to issue an injunction. The injunction being that stop the police action at 11 o'clock. You know, they're blaming police officers here, threatening and playing with my livelihood. And I want the judge to issue an injunction. I did this under Statute 1983, federal lawsuit, which is designed to prevent government action under color of law that is unconstitutional. And I think them coming here, interfering with our operations here is a violation of religious freedom and a violation of the First Amendment's right to assemble clause. So, anyway, that's where we're going with this. And again, I don't feel like I started this. I don't feel like I instigated this. But I damn well will fight and resist it. Okay? That's just how I feel.